Hey guys, so the first piece of equipment I want to do a review on is going to be the Husqvarna string trimmer. It is the 520iLX. It's not a rear motor design like our Egos. It's got the motor right in the head. We had the opportunity to use this for the past week, and we were comparing it with the Ego equipment we currently use. And there were some things I liked about it and some things I didn't like. Some of the positives I really liked are that this thing is extremely lightweight compared to the Egos that we use. The batteries are much lighter for their amp hours, and the trimmer itself is much lighter. So that was nice. The other things I liked, it's got some nice features where you can change the direction of the head to avoid shooting debris into the beds and things like that. Other things I liked is it seemed like it had a good bit of run time. It seemed like it run a lot longer than the Ego on an equivalent size battery. The things I did not like about this trimmer are, one, it seems very flimsy. It doesn't seem like it would hold up to commercial use like our very heavy-duty Ego trimmers. You can just feel it. The handle feels kind of flimsy. The shaft doesn't feel very strong. The big thing with this is it's got the safety switches to engage the trigger. These things seem like they are very sticky. They seem like they're easy to break, and sometimes it's hard to get it to depress to be able to start the piece of equipment. Another thing I wasn't a big fan of with the Ego, if you pull the trigger, it's ready to go. With Husqvarna, you have to actually hit the power button, and then you can actually start the piece of equipment. And I'm sure that's for safety and not a bad idea. It's just one more step that you have to do to be able to go. I like having the Ego equipment, just being able to pull the trigger. And with this, after I think about 30 seconds, it will turn itself off, and you'll go to trim something and then have to go through the process of turning that back on. But not a big deal. Like I said, I do like it. Like I said, I do like the batteries. I do like how light they are. This battery right here is 9.4 amp hours, and it's about half the weight of an Ego 7.5 amp hour battery. So really nice there. Seemed to really get some good run time. Another thing I didn't like was I don't like the head at all for this trimmer. I don't think it's a very small head. And it's not a speed feed head. Husqvarna doesn't, for whatever reason, they haven't adopted a speed feed head like other manufacturers. So you still have to take this apart and spool it. And this head's just much smaller than their commercial series. Another trimmer they have, which I'll show here in a minute. I'm sure you could swap it with a speed feed head, but I don't know what that would do to runtime or whatnot. We've got some footage of our guys using this and myself. I wasn't a huge fan of it, especially because of this head. The head seemed to wobble, and it was hard to get a good even cut. It's not very flat. It's very tall and pointy, so the head seems to wobble when you're trying to trim, and it starts kind of scalping in areas. It's it just takes some practice to get used to. But that's about it. As far as what I replace our Ego trimmers with this, and just for reference, here's our Ego trimmers. We use their power head system, multi-head system, or we have their rear motor trimmers that aren't, don't have attachments. They're just trimmers, and they both work very well. I probably wouldn't replace it with this. It just doesn't feel commercial enough for it. I don't like the head design. And just some other things like that. But it's not a bad trimmer at all and not a bad option. What I am more interested in is Husqvarna has a multi-head system of their own, a combi system, and it's called the 520iLX. And I was a much bigger fan of the string trimmer that comes that you can get as an attachment for this. It's much more heavy duty. It's still not speed feed, but it feels a lot more commercial. And I was a much bigger fan of how this feels as a string trimmer than the 520. But like I said, I'll do another review video of this and the various attachments. But that's a review of their string trimmer. If you have any questions, comments, if you've used this, please let me know. But at this time, like I said, there's not enough compelling for us to switch to this particular trimmer. But thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe.